G'day, welcome back. Episode 78 of The Early Crow. We've had a week or two away, but we're back. We're going to talk about the British Open, which was a Scheffler domination. We'll look at the Swans win over North and the AFL and the season as a whole and where it's headed. We'll talk a lot about horses and ponies and whatever else comes up. We don't really know. There is no rundown, but there is T. Papley and myself. Welcome, Tommy. How are ya?
Go good, mate. Nice quiet weekend. Good win by the boys, and it was obviously the racing's not that exciting, but there was a few winners around, and we think we went all right in the Crow. It's obviously tough this time of year, but we found a few, and on to next week.
Very stiff in Melbourne with Moonlight Circus. My God. And shout out to the Dardonator who backs the place because he's a once a week sort of attendee to the Church of T. Papley Punting, and you've converted another place punter, and it paid dividends for you both there on Saturday. Where'd you consume the Swans game on Saturday?
I went out to the game, went out to the twos, and then went to watch the ones boys seniors. So it was good. I was just in the stats box, and actually quite nice, just sitting up there by myself and. It's nice up there and just watching it by yourself. Wasn't it the best game of footy in the first half, and they sort of played pretty well. Sort of stopped what we wanted to do, and then we sort of started to get into our work a little bit the second half and win a bit more contested ball, ground balls, and get the ball movement going. And we sort of kicked away in the end, but they gave it to us for the first sort of three quarters, and we kicked away at the end. But yeah, Isaac Heaney was pretty good.
It was like a off-season race, like it was a very slow tempo.
Yeah, it did feel weird at the start. Like it's a very quiet sort of game. Like the crowd wasn't really into it, and but yeah, we sort of got there in the end. Did what we had to do. Probably would have, obviously for our percentage wise and things like that. Looking towards if we want to make finals, probably needed a little bit more. But you take the wins when you take the wins.
What's the stats thing look like? Are you in a room by yourself?
Nah, stats box. It's just like it's no stats in there. It's like a spare one stats box, and I'm just in there on my own. It's good.
Oh. I thought you were doing some stats, but you're just sitting there just relaxing.
Yeah. Yeah.
We'll get to Isaac. Firstly, I don't know about you, but geez, I felt good and just felt safe and happy for him when the crust just delivered like a really relaxed. Like he could have hit 9-iron like hard or an 8-iron pretty hard, but he just caressed a little 7-iron. I thought off the boot, and what a beautiful set shot from our man. He might be back.
Yeah. He doesn't. He can't. Like I reckon that's his like 4-iron because he tries to kick it. Like he can't kick over a jam tin. But yeah, it got there in the end. He was practicing during the week, so full credit to him. He had a fair few
What's
set
his
shots.
practice look like?
Nah, well, we got routines and stuff now.
Talk us through a bit of that. Like what happens? So like, is a training session go for an hour and a half or an hour? And like, do you warm into the goal kicking bit? Is it at the start? Is it at the finish? What happens?
Yeah, so you sort of at the start you sort of can do whatever you sort of want with your craft and stuff. So it's sort of more like kicking and hands and ground balls, and so you sort of call it, I don't know, individual prep sort of stuff, skills and stuff. That's sort of more your craft, like little leads, kicks on the lead, handballs, all that sort of all the little stuff that sort of you need to practice. And then at the end you got some more of that stuff, or it's a bit more maybe a little bit more competitive, or you do goal kicking. So I was with Crust this week, but we did probably 10 shots or so, and 10, 15 shots, and you sort of do your routine. And was obviously spoke to Dan Carter and stuff, so we're doing a lot of mental routine now. And
we haven't gone over that, have we?
have we?
So we'll get to that
Oh
in
yeah.
a sec. So how far out are the set shots when an AFL professional's doing goal kicking set shot practice?
So I think sort of depends. Like if you want to work on your technique, I think you can sort of go in between 20 meters and 30 meters, and then sort of actual goal kicking. You have a lot of set shots from probably 30 to 50. So in between that 35, 40 mark, I like to have the set shots when I'm actually really want to practice it, or if I'm really focusing on sort of a ball drop or a mental routine or something, or going a bit closer because you're not going to miss as much and get that confidence. Or if you want to just feel good about yourself, you might do 10 from 20 out and you don't sort of miss many. Well, you can, but it depends how you kick them that day. Yeah, so most of us sort of practice around the 30 to 40 mark, and then obviously have a few shots from 50 to see how you're kicking them.
And is there a man on the mark? Is there a like a cardboard cutout? Is there noise?
Yeah. Well, usually you go with someone, you put a coffee or lunch on it and stuff, so a bit competitive. And
Yeah.
I don't know, if you're with Crust, he'll probably try to have 500 with you. But
Will he pay though? That's the question. Still hasn't paid me for the first ever golf win we had.
wow, he's not bad, is he? But yeah, so sort of have a bit of competitive stuff with that, put yourself off. But it's important to um, do a bit of that stuff to put yourself under pressure because it's definitely easier kicking goals at training because there's no pressure and you want to be put off as much as you can and things like that.
Are there any props that you guys use or like training aids? And then are there training aids that you love?
Used to have the D-mans out there a fair bit. That's the guys on the poles, but um, yeah, you get them out there a bit, or usually just the man in the mark I like because it's more realistic, moving around a bit. We can't really move around, but the arms and stuff.
Yep. Brody Grundy continued to dominate. It was a bit. This is where I had the feel that you were talking about at the start that it was like a real slow tempo game. It was like a junior game where there was one really good ruckman, so we all just sharked him, and they were really good at it at the start.
Yeah, they're actually pretty good around the sort of clearance and stuff, considering they had, especially when their ruckman went down second or third stoppage of the game. He's gone for the record of hit outs gruns. He had I think he had 61 at 3/4 time, and then obviously Pisty come on and to give him a bit of a spell, and he sort of played forward and come off. So I think the record's 80, so he might have probably got it. So Coxie's cost him there, but yeah, he was pretty good again as he has been sort of for the last 8 weeks or so. He's been pretty dominant and right up there for all Australian selection for sure.
I wonder who has the record. Is it Spider Burton or Big Sanderlands?
Goldstein.
Does he?
Yeah.
Wow, full credit to Goldie. Isaac Heaney's game, holy shit. He's very, very good, isn't he?
Yeah, he's it's amazing how he just runs forward. He runs hard, obviously both ways, but runs forward even harder, and he's hard to stop. And he marks, and good on the ground, kicks his goals. Kick 5-1, probably you take that every day of the week. 5-1. He's very good set shot, snap. So he's got it all, and he's in fine form, and he's hard to stop when he's up and going. I don't think they really could do much. I think they tried to sort of go with him, but he's too fit and runs both ways, so it's too good for him.
A bit nasty, I thought, by Alistair Clarkson to send the old captain to him, eh?
Yeah, I think he was going to him a bit, yeah.
Come on, Al. Come down here to try and sort of smarten you blokes up and show you what it takes to be better. And now you get me to tag this kid that I brought up. Like, bit of respect, please, Alan. I would have thought.
Yeah, it's stiff.
What else do we take away from the game? The lizard found a bit of momentum, I thought.
Yeah, Liz was good. Got plenty of the ball.
Got active, didn't he?
Yeah, it was good. It was sort of a weird sort of game. Sort of Chatty Warner got into his work. He's sort of getting into it now. But other than the sort of 3 or 4 players, the other boys were sort of just sitting in the mediocre games. Like Errol was pretty quiet for his standards, but did enough. And yeah, the forwards played their role and did their bits. A bit of a weird game, but got the job done, and that's all you have to do.
What's a review like on a Monday? I assume it's on a Monday. You've told me 50 times, but off a game like that where it's nothing was great, but the job was done, versus like the last sort of 4 or 5 weeks, even some of the losses, there's been a hell of a lot of like positive stuff, I thought.
Yeah, well, even last week, sort of what I've found in the last couple of years, our sports science guys and coaches, to be fact, are really good at having a good balance of being in the club at a certain time and 6-day breaks. And when you have back-to-back 6-day breaks, or when you have a longer break, you sort of stretch it out and you put just so it's not so jammed in you. And like today, we start at 1 o'clock and finish at 4. Like it's pretty nice sort of gig at times, but it's sort of all part of it. You want to sort of this time of year, like we are where we are, like we're pretty slim to make finals. Like we need to win every game and get a bit of luck our way and bit more percentage, but we're still a chance for sure. So you sort of want to put everything into that. Like this week's Giants, which is going to be fantastic. Another rivalry, which is probably nearly one of the better ones in the league at the moment. And they're going for top 4. We're going for final spots. It's going to be a big game, so you want to be fresh for that. So yeah, we sort of today we'll review and we'll be pretty short and sharp, go into lines and review the game because there's still a lot to improve on. You want to be good for the rest of the year, but you're also looking towards if stuff doesn't go our way, you're looking towards next year. You want to build confidence in towards next year because like we've lost one game in probably 5 or 6, and we've played really well since the bye. So we've got momentum, but if we don't make finals, it's sort of we've sort of put ourselves in that position. But we still want to look towards next year and have momentum into next year and get confidence in guys and things like that. Younger guys like get them some games and things like that. So it's still definitely a lot of stuff to come out of the year. So we'll look deeply into this week and look forward to Giants.
Been pretty good since the spark plug returned, is what we're saying.
No, I didn't
Yeah.
play at the weekend enough fine. A couple
Well,
of weeks.
yeah, the tempo was outstanding, wasn't it, as we've discussed. Speaking of the spark plug chance this weekend, or does the sickness of Collingwood getting rolled 2 weeks in a row by teams we're trying to chase change the club's attitude and yours to like rushing back on a hammy?
It's amazing how much luck we've had this year. Injuries, losses go against us. One of those.
Allegedly.
Um, but yeah, it's sort of a couple of results. Probably the last 2 or 3 weeks hasn't gone our way, but look, I'll be doing everything I can to play this week. That's for sure against Giants. I obviously love playing against them. These are the games you want to play Friday night. Big rivalry, and I've done everything so far. Ticked every box so far to be able to play this week, and see how we go during the week and tick another box. So be up to the physios and things like that and coaches and see what happens.
There's just so much fire in the tiger that I've got you $1.30 to just like there's going to be something like you will be fined. The over under is like 2,500 on Monday morning this week for like something with Toby Green. Just a little scuffle, nothing dirty, but you know there'd have to be people in the world in the AFL who would be in your shoes and go, it's so unlikely we're going to play finals. I'm going to just get myself right like a horse. You know, I'm going to just have a good spell and come back ripping next year. You just can't resist the opportunity to compete.
Yeah, well, it's costing me
that
some.
stage.
Yeah, I've got a wedding coming up as well, so
Need the cash.
any sort of with
Well,
the
get
fine,
Andy to have a chat to you though pre-game. And
I've
just
got
say,
to be
"Look,
careful
wedding's
with the
coming.
fines.
There's a lot of money coming in. When are you playing? Friday night?
Yeah, I've got to be. Yeah,
Friday, 3 p.m. If you could give me a call and just talk me off the ledge just a little bit, because we don't need me getting 5-10k just for carrying on again. Bit off topic, and you might not want to talk about this, but I've become more and more frustrated with the AFL. The competition this year is not what it was last year, the year before. But there are two teams that won't play finals, I don't think, or they're unlikely to, that are very good to watch in you and the Dogs. I've heard Hutchie on the sounding board talk relentlessly about wildcard round. They do it in the NFL. The AFL is like allergic to change. We jam. Like there was games on at the same time on a Sunday. It's arrogance. There's 2 games on a Saturday night. You can't watch both. It's arrogance. Rugby league is climbing and coming. You're a Sydney man now. You've been there a long time. I'm from Sydney. I know like the power of that sport. They have the state of origin. That like on a Saturday they go game. It ends. They have 30 minutes till the next game. It ends. Like it's all consumable. You can watch every bit of it. I think the AFL is asleep at the wheel on lots of things, and wildcard round it's just like a golden opportunity. Every year that like I can think of, I thought about it this morning. There's always a team that's half interesting that runs 9th or 10th, and this year more so than normal. And maybe that's a factor of how like there's a lot of one-sided stuff. There's sort of 5 or 6 teams that aren't any good at the moment. But how good would it be to have you guys play the Dogs at the MCG that week off? Very unlikely you can like beat them, then win again, then win again. You might have to win another 2 to win a comp, you know? I don't think it's a severe disadvantage to the Collingwoods and the Brisbane Lions of the competition this year. But it's a revenue-raising, engagement-raising, fan-rewarding model.
Yeah. So you'd have to have 2. You'd have to have 9 and 10th play off, but then there'd be 9 that make the 9. So then does Collingwood get a week off?
I reckon you'd have. I would do that 7. So you would play the 7th team. 8th would play 9th.
Yeah.
And the winner goes on.
Yeah. Right. Yep.
You got an extra week of finals.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't mind that. It's not bad shit. It's
So there's a real reward to finish 6th and 5th.
Yeah. It is something different, and I think even like I'm with you on the double headers like Collingwood Freo. I know it's like they would have known that's going to be a good game, like because it's through the floating fixture now. And they put Adelaide and Gold Coast, like they know that's going to be another good game,
There was like
although it wasn't.
3 or 4 good games on the weekend, maybe, right? And
Yeah,
they've overlapped 2 of them.
yeah, it is. It's sort of a weird sort of model they've gone with. Even on Friday night, that they've got Essendon and Dogs at 7:20, and then they've got us at 7:50 versus Giants and Swans. Like it's
Yeah,
probably
that's what triggered me about it. I was looking, as we were talking yesterday, I was looking at the schedule. Like, how dumb is that? So basically, like, any neutral fan on Friday night is not watching the Dogs play Essendon.
yeah, like put Dogs and Essendon on a Sunday at like yeah, like it's just bizarre. I agree with you with this with the fixturing. It's silly sometimes the double headers, and I do like the Thursday night games for them personally to consume. Not sure how it goes like business wise and sort of getting fans to the game, but I like it having a Thursday night game.
Yeah, but
Um,
I'm pretty sure the revenue, your wage and the investment in the game is not coming from like a fan going to or not going to the footy on a Thursday night. It's people watching it and the TV rights. So
yeah,
the product on a Thursday night's gold. I would be leaning to having a game on a Monday night.
yeah, it's I agree with that. It's just that you got to. The other thing with that, the players would go back with is the Monday, then you get a longer break and things like that. But
Mm.
it can work. It can work. But yeah, I've got to be careful what I say here. But I think there's a lot of improvements to come in the AFL. They obviously got some good people coming in. I think the fines are ridiculous. Like as a player, you're getting fined more, nearly triple on the field, and you do something illegal in the law, like out of the law, and you're getting triple the fine on the field, on the football field. It's just bizarre. You think, yeah, we make all this money, but
Yeah, but you make all this. This is what this shits me. We never
and
talk
they just
about
fine
this.
us ridiculous.
You make way more money than like Gary Ablett Senior or someone back in the day. You've got no privacy.
Yeah,
You've got way higher standards. Your life's like imagine if you played in Melbourne. Like Nick Dacos can't probably like go
yeah,
to Macca's. Like the social media and it's a changing world. Look, it's not the comparison to like they're on a lot of money so they've got to like that's just that does my head in. While we're rolling, State of Origin with your attitude to like playing the Giants when like I'll be completely understanding if you're like, look, I just want to like get my body right. You would 100% play State of Origin if it was like a similar format to the rugby league in the middle of the season. Am I right?
uh,
No.
I would. It'd be dependent. Like, I'd be like if there was a buy, like because it's not like the New South Wales and Queensland, like it's not like that. That would never be like that. I would. Oh, and we're flying. Like I'd be killing myself if I got injured middle of the year in a State of Origin game because it's not the same as if I was to get injured in a State of Origin game middle of the year for AFL and then miss like a finals or a final series or whatever. I'd be kicking myself. I'd do it. I'd do it at the start of the year. I reckon that's one of the things I'll take out of my career was that I got to play with Dusty Martin, Toby Green, and like Bontempelli, all these guys in the bushfire game. I reckon that's one of the best things I've done in my career. But I'd do it at the start of the year. Um, and I think that's what they're thinking this year. Yeah, I'll take that. I've got a jumper like signed by all the players, and Dad puts it up in his pool room, and it's pretty cool to sort of look at the players he played with and things like that. But will never have the same significance as the NRL has. But I would play it at the start of the year, but I'd still want to play it. But a lot of guys would be thinking, "Geez, I can have a week off here."
What if it was like you start it at the start of the year and you do that for 5 years and you build it, right? And there's a real rivalry between Victoria and South Australia and Western Australia and the Allies. There should just be 4 teams, right? Even if it's not even the Allies, it's just those 3 states or like whatever. But it builds at the start of the year, like you're saying. And then it starts to come into and become something that resembles the rugby league State of Origin. Like it's got to start somewhere to maybe
It
become
does, yeah.
something else. And then if you're getting 100 grand or 50 grand to play too,
Yeah, that's another thing as well. Yeah, like I
you'd
think
be
like
really
the
flat
NRL.
if you got injured, but you'd still like be there
Yeah,
trying your best because it's a lot of money.
yeah, that's what I mean.
I think the rugby league boys make 35, 50s, maybe something like that per game.
Yeah, I do. I think yeah, it's big. yeah, it's definitely something they need to bring back and slowly try to build. But you'd have it at the start of the year to start, and then just build it up, build it up. It's
But see,
also
it's like wildcard round though, and like how the draw sucks right now. Imagine if we'd just finished Origin.
yeah, yeah,
It's like it's there's so many. Um, it depends how you're looking at it. You're a player and you're in it. If you're a broadcaster, you've got a different view. If you're a fan, like everyone's got a different view.
yeah,
I'm thinking about it like just like content and how do we just like keep
yeah,
momentum.
for sure. Nah, it's definitely something they should look at. And like you think about getting injured, but like you can do that every week. Like
Mm.
it's not gonna like it's just luck of the draw really getting injured. So you probably just play, and if you get injured, you get injured. It's just like
That's the big negative, but the big positives is the cash you'd
yeah,
get. It's like the opportunity to have like a run or two with like
yeah,
the Bontempelli and or whoever it is, and I can see how he does that. And
yeah,
like, there's value in all sorts of different ways. There's
yeah,
obviously
for sure.
negatives and positives to everything. I think the AFL really needs to get busy about being braver and having more um, emphasis on being better. Is it's I think we just sit on our hands a lot.
Yeah,
Um,
and I think they've done well. Like they've got some good big players that know how to run a business.
mm,
Um, in like they've got probably some of the best around into their system now, into their business. So I reckon they'll be able to push some weight and have some great ideas and people that sort of stand up in I don't know whatever meetings they have because they have strong personalities and they have that sort of Tom Harley presence.
yeah. Um, Around the grounds in the footy, the Crows very 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 good. Um, Killed them. Pies wobbling without going poorly. Brisbane strong. What are your takeaways from the weekend, and who do you think sort of sits in pole position at the moment?
I reckon probably the best thing that is happening with the Pies is what's happening. I think you see with every team, like you seen with us last year, we're flying, and then we had a sort of bit of a stumble, and you get to work on your game and you figure out what we needed, like how the team's beaten them. I think both teams last week went quick against them. They went really quick yesterday for them as well. So I reckon teams have identified that the Pies, which they do, they defend so well. They defend the ground so well. But if you go quick and you can sort of catch them off guard, that's where you can get them. So they'll be getting to work on teams going quick on them and things like that. So yeah, I wouldn't be worried about the Pies. They're very well drilled and they've got some players to come back. I think they had a few out yesterday as well. They got still got DeGoey to come back. Um, they'll probably nearly rest a couple as well. Like, I'm sure they'll probably rest Dacos in the coming weeks. He was ridiculous yesterday. If you don't tag him, you he's going to get 35 to 40 each week. But if you tag him, you can keep him to 28 to 30. So
Yeah.
it's an interesting one.
He's
He's
just
going
so
to win the.
clean with the pill, eh?
Yeah, it's
Damaging.
right. Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous. He's surely the favourite for the Brown though, is he?
Oh, I don't know. I really don't care for the Brownlow man.
Yeah.
Who do you think's the best footballer in the comp right now? Who's the MVP? Who's like if we started Tasmania and we could pick one player, who you
I'd
taking?
take I'd take Darcy.
Then which midfielder you can take one more? I'm giving you a midfielder.
As we were having this conversation yesterday, like Dacos is obviously a freak.
Yeah, but
Um,
but you're not. This is what shits me with the media. He's a superstar, but
but
he's like Isaac Heaney and Bontempelli are like
mm,
so much more valuable than him because they can go forward, they can take
yeah,
marks, they can kick
that's what I was
goals.
getting at. That's what I was getting at. Yeah, I'd probably take Haynes to be honest.
Mm,
I'd take like forget about age, no age. Like
yeah,
obviously, so I'd take Jeremy Cameron,
yeah.
Haynes, and the backman I'd take would be, or do you take like a Wanganeen Malira half back and play? I don't know,
Oh,
but
I just think of him like horse racing and betting. Like he's so good, but I
yeah,
feel like right now I'm getting unders. Like he's just like everyone's onto him.
yeah.
Um,
Who?
the guy from GWS is the one I'd take. As a
Oh yeah,
midfielder.
yeah, Sam Taylor. Yeah,
Yeah.
here's a good one. Yeah,
Um.
Sam Taylor. But the only thing is that he's a gun. Remember, like, because McGovern was so good, he could mark and then play on and whip it
mm,
out the other side. That's the edge with like Tom. I feel like Tommy McCartan's one of the best defenders in the league, but he's similar to Sam Taylor, where he
mm,
sort of can't. not the best kick.
Mm.
And I think that's the biggest edge with big key defenders is if you can mark and defend and then play on off that intercepting mark and whip it out the other
Mm.
side, you're up there with the best, and that's why McGovern was so good.
Yeah. Yep. All right, that's AFL for the week. Done, dusted. Who? So you're sticking with Collingwood number one seeds at the moment.
Yep, yeah, Collingwood number one.
I like Brisbane a lot, but they've got to play an away grand final to likely against Collingwood, which is a significant disadvantage. The Swans, like, we've got Wobbly, you got the Yippee in front of the sticks, and I want to know who, but someone got right outside the box and went to one of the all-time greats. Now, the guy they got in, his name is Dan Carter. If you're listening and you listen all the time, you don't know who it is, Google him, Wikipedia him. He was a fly half for the All Blacks through a period where they were very, very dominant, and he was their probably best player or their best creative skill kicking player. Obviously, rugby union's got a lot of big, that's the origin of the big, thick boy. There's some real girthy boys there, but he was a crafty, talented, artful number 10, a fly half. Tom, who brought him in? What happened? What was it like? What'd you learn?
Yeah, it was obviously we've been because before probably I think the Crows game we were going all right, and then obviously we've had some once you sort of get that in your mind, it's all mental and you start kicking poorly and things like that. So Coxie, I don't know how. He reckons he's world renowned, Coxie, who knows everyone. He's like, don't worry about me, mate. I've got Dan Carter coming in on a day off. Let's have a Zoom meeting with all the forwards and we have a chat. So it was all we had Kerry Evans probably 2 years ago. He was their sports psychologist, who was very good, and he's talked a lot about the red and blue brain, where your red brain is telling you, he's focusing on your outcome and what ifs and things like that. What if I miss this, or am I going to kick this, and all that stuff. So I don't know, when you mark a ball and you're not in the best mental state, or if you miss three in a row, you're like, oh, Jesus, I'm going to miss this again here. So he gave us tools and tips how to get out of your red brain into your blue brain, and you practice that every single set shot you do. So for me, I have a routine. Most AFL players would have a routine, but not sure how many would have a mental routine. I think it's a fair few. You can think about some players that do a little bit of difference in their kicking. So for Jeremy Cameron, I don't know if this is mental or not, but he'll squeeze the ball before he sets shot, and that's an example of a triggering how to get out, for like what Dan Carter was saying, triggering how to get out of your red brain into your blue brain. You focus on squeezing the ball. You might take a deep breath and then you'll kick for goal. So yeah, I think even if you like Jack Buller, he has been flushing them.
Oh, yeah.
Hayden McLean's been flushing them ever since then. Joel Amati, when he played the following week, he kicked pretty straight. So yeah, it's definitely working. So for me, I'll go back, deep breath, spin the ball 3 times, sort of vision the ball. What do you call it? Visualize the ball.
Visualise the ball going through the stick.
Visualize the ball going through in sort of a right to left sort of angle. And then have another deep breath and then walk in. So it's a little sort of thing that I do now, and every single set shot. If it's a snap, I'll do the same thing, but obviously set up as a snap, and it's just doing it every time to get your mind into that.
So you focus like what Rory McIlroy says. You focus
Yeah.
on the process, not the outcome.
Yeah, golfers would do it.
Everything you just
Every
said, I've
shot.
been thinking about golfers. Like Justin Rose tucks his shirt in before he putts. That's like his trigger.
It was funny. I was doing it in golf the other
Oh,
day
here we go, guys.
because what Dan Carter used to do was he would scrunch his toes into the field. Yeah, he used to whack his leg or something, and he's like, "Fuck!" Everyone was talking about it, so he's like, "I'll stop doing that. I'll start scrunching my toes and deep breath." So when I was having a golf shot, I'd scrunch my toes, and I'd not think about me hooking it or slicing it or something.
Did it work?
Yeah, it was working.
34 first up off a year or two.
Yeah,
Like, it was a big
5 wipes. Playing New South Wales tomorrow, which would be nice. But yeah, it's amazing how much like, it's all mental, really, and it's very different for them because it's uh, obviously set up on a tee. Everyone's watching them, and sort of yeah, it's a stationary kick where we're moving. It's very hard. It's a much harder kick out kick, because you got the ball drop and things like that. So yeah, it was very interesting and sort of another in the meeting. He sort of had a if he was kicking poorly one day, he had a good sort of funny sort of teammate that knew how to trigger him out of thinking poorly, and he used to be able to do walruses or what do you call them? So he used to stick two stubbies in his mouth and scull them,
Yeah, yeah.
Dan Carter, and he'd like, hey, if you kick this, I'll do two walruses for you after the game, and then sort of he'd start laughing or something.
Yeah.
So get him out of that mental state and just little tips. It was pretty interesting. He's obviously got a book, Dan Carter, about all this stuff, and he's pretty helpful for his time. So he loves the mental side of the game.
Do you count your steps when you walk in?
No, I'll walk back. A lot of boys do. I sort of don't like focusing on steps when I'm walking in. Otherwise, I sort of lose my rhythm. So I sort of just on feel and then walk and then go into when I kick. But I'll pull back, pick something round about where I want to kick it, and sort of slowly go out to the right and kick.
Yeah, nice. All right. So
But
Dan Carter was enormous. Get rid of that red brain. Focus on the blue brain. Process over outcome with whatever you're doing, guys. Whether it's your tennis or your golf. That's very, very, very valuable.
and even for I don't know if you got not many kids would listen to this. I suppose I don't know. You might 18 to 25-year-olds might. We use it for in a game if you can't get a kick or um like Emma Murray's been good with this. She's obviously if she does it in a different sort of or different term. We sort of for me my process is to play well is to have defensive intent, and then the outcome of that will create offensive impacts. So if you focus, or when I focus on, I can't get a touch, or things like that, I focus on having a defensive intent, because that strings me back out of focusing on an outcome where I always can control defensive intent, but I can't control getting the ball. I can't control my man playing up my arse all day, but I can control defensive intent. So I always focus on something that you can control for your process.
Nice. Trying to think about how I use that for Das as I Earl Woods him into becoming the next Australian major winner. I'm on the right track. I'm saying those sort of things. Like when he's putting, I'm just worry about the ball. You've decided how you're going to hit it. Just worry about hitting it sweet. Big tempo stuff. With his kicking, I'm just all about the ball drop in his head.
Yeah. Well, I reckon.
Because he just tries to kick the shit out of him. So we kick, in the driveway here.
Yeah.
And I'll make him kick here. We've got to do 20 in a row before we go on the road. Because as soon as we go on the road, he just tries to belt the
Bombs
shit out of
it. Yeah. And that's the thing with goal kicking. It's such a I'm a good kick when I'm out in the field, in play and
that's
stuff.
what I keep saying to you and others, like you or the crust would be able to pinpoint a 50-metre pass to me with Darcy over there and Annie over there and your mum. You wouldn't think about it, and it'd be pure. And then you'd be the same as every other AFL listed player, and then you go in front of goal, and it's like a flip of the coin whether this will go where I'm aiming it.
Because your ball drop is it's so slower and you just bang. But it's an interesting sort of Anyway, that was good though.
All right.
So we touched on the boxing yesterday. Tim Zhu.
Oh,
did you watch that or heard about it?
I watched a bit of the highlights, and he got whacked. And I watched a bit of the. I like to consume my boxing on Twitter after it's finished and just catch the clips.
Yeah.
I watched I've forgotten his name, the Ukrainian bloke, really hurt the British fella. Usyk, is it?
Yeah, Usyk. I didn't see Usyk, but yeah,
Mate, this is his left hook that just shatters his jaw and drops this massive man, just drops him.
He's crazy,
and
that
after
Usyk.
He belts him, you can hear him in the ring. He's Dan Cartering him. He's going, "You're going to be okay. You're young. You're he's the nicest."
Is that is that what Usyk said to him?
Yeah, he's really nice. He's really caring.
So he knocked him out, did he?
Yeah, I think in the 5th round. He's 40.
And he's so small compared to the big Gypsy King.
Yeah. He's just tough as they come, and he really it was brutal.
Yeah, I haven't really ever really got into my boxing. Also, watched the big fights and things like that. But the Tim Tszyu and Fedora, mate, that was fight was on, and I was actually in the club and I was getting into it. I don't usually get into the boxing, but it was heating up, and
Mm.
like Tszyu was coming back, and then and then like I was like, geez, we're coming back here. He whacked him a couple of times, and I don't know how he survived those big right hooks and that. And then I was like, yeah, it's starting to turn, and then he just said he's done. Um, which
I think
is
he might be done. Like if his name wasn't Zoo, he's done. Like that's 3 losses
yeah.
in a row.
Yeah, I think like it's because
It's a
he
brutal
was
sport. If you think about it, compare it to you, he's
yeah
had 3 failures on a big stage, and it might be
yeah
over. You know what I mean? Like that's like 3 bad games, or like
he did get 10 mil for that fight though on the weekend.
true. But
But
he's the one boxer in Australia
yeah,
getting 10 mil. There's also the
there's not
Gallen and
yeah.
Sonny Bill fight. Um, that had less watchability, I thought. But
What I thought it was always he coaches through the whitetailing. I've never seen
I
a
didn't see
boxer.
this bit.
Well, this is what I don't know, but I've never yeah. I thought it was your top coaches, but he sort of just said I'm done. He's done.
Well,
I
man,
reckon
with the way the world's headed, if you're hearing all this shit about concussion
yeah
and the pressure of concussion and like you're a madman now. Your mindset and attitude to decisions about your body and your brain and your health will be very, very different in 5 years if you've got one kid. It'll be even more
yeah
different if you've got
true
like it. Just you'd struggle to go. Fuck, I'm gonna go again if I had kids. I
yeah.
feel like
Yeah, I reckon he said to himself, he said, "I'm going to go hammer and tong here and see if I can knock him out." Because he landed like some of the biggest punches I've ever seen on his chin, and he just didn't move, and he just kept walking forward. But yeah, it was a good fight, and then obviously the UFC, Poirier and Holloway. That was an epic fight in the UFC
I
as
didn't
well.
watch that. What happened?
Poirier, it was his last ever fight for the BMF baddest motherfucker belt or something. And
Oh, really?
yeah, it was definitely lived up to its name. It was good. Holloway won, but the last time Holloway fought for the BMF, he pointed in the middle to the like he was
Yeah, I
flogging
watched
this.
this. Yeah.
Yeah, and he did it again on yesterday, but I think Poirier didn't want to get knocked out, and he sort of and it was his last fight. He obviously didn't want to go down in a bad way, but he sort of Holloway went for it, and he sort of just covered up. But it was a good fight. So in the second round or third round, like Holloway was bashing Poirier and like knocked him, like pretty much knocked him out, and then like was covering up. Then Poirier got up and just went bang bang and knocks down Holloway and like full. It was fucking crazy. Couldn't believe it. And then they sort of evened it out after that, but it's a good fight.
Our man, I think, has a fight coming up. Could be grand final day.
Yeah,
Not sure.
Perth is it?
Not sure if it's released or not. We're very allowed to talk about that.
Yeah, right.
Anyway,
Other
we'll
than
get
that,
him on soon. Jack Jenkins, if he is or is not, doing his thing in Perth on grand final day. Speaking of the mental stuff and everything, he's directly on track with a young Rory McIlroy. He's dropping Emma Murray stuff pre and post tournament. Deep thinking, God bothering, feet moving, putters singing. Scottie Scheffler dropped a huge fart on the mic when he hit a shot through the week too, which was great. He's won the Open convincingly. He's won the Masters. No, he tied. Was near it in the Masters. He's won the PGA. He was tied seventh, top of my head, at the US Open, and now he's won the British Open. Balls deep in every tournament, and he's in rare air. Rory then went 11 years from this stage of his career. The same sort of roughly starts, roughly majors. Rory went 11 years till he won the Masters this year and completed the Grand Slam. I assume that Scheffler needs to win the US Open now to complete the Grand Slam. He is just unbelievably good and consistent, and he's like the bad guy in like Terminator or something. Just
mm.
keeps coming.
When the weather was good, I was like, "Geez, he's just going to be too good here, isn't he?"
But he didn't he still won. He didn't hold on either.
No, it was good.
What about Big Bryson? Did you see him? Shot 7
Yeah,
over or 6 over day one, and I don't know what, but he
He
might have
shot
finished
he
top
shot
10.
7 under. He shot 7 under again today, mate.
Like,
He's
he
finished
just,
9 under, but he's +7.
it's unbelievable.
Because when
He
you
fucks
think
up
about it,
every British Open. His first round is like a car crash.
it's interesting because the weather was so bad, and because he hits it so long, I reckon the bad weather's really bad for him. But when it's still and good, he can just bomb it and just makes up so much ground.
Yeah, he's top 10, 9 under, 7
Yeah,
under today. In round one, he had a 7 over 78.
crazy.
Man.
And still, and if even if he has it even there, he still doesn't win.
Mm, yeah.
But Rory was good. The crowd was behind him. It was good to watch. He sort of lived up to it. I think he played as good as he probably could. 10 under. Look, geez, he's around the mark. Chef has just had 17.
Do you like Scheffler? Like, do you enjoy him?
It's sort of boring because you just know it's like there's nothing. You don't not you just know what's going to happen. Like it's a bit. I don't know. With Rory, at least he's aggressive. He's gonna bang like a drive, but he also
Mm,
might just miss it.
mm.
Same with DeChambeau. You'd be like,
Yeah, I agree with you. I,
I love McIntyre. He's
yeah,
good. I love him.
yeah, you just love a lefty.
Yeah.
Harris English went good. Good ping man. Shout out to Ping.
Yeah.
Tied outright second, 13 under. Um, a guy that I've got no time for and I don't like, and now he's definitely, I think, I'd assume, going to get a spot in the Ryder Cup is Wyndham Clark, 11 under. I was sort of
Mm.
hoping he was about to just fall off and not be in the sort of narrative for the next little bit. He was losing his way. He broke like shit at the clubhouse at the US Open, had a tantrum. He needs to see Emma Murray, Dan Carter, fucking the like another 3 people all at once every day. He's back, and then there's the sort of the Anders Scheffler just doesn't play bad, but he wasn't good enough. Ricky Fowler bounced back a bit, and then Terrell
Mm.
Hatton was my man, the only bet I had.
Yeah.
He had
He shit the
he
bed.
birdied the first hole and then finished 1 over. Like he birdied the first hole like 11 o'clock last night. And I was like, oh, imagine. Like
Oh,
he's the sort of guy that could,
yeah.
like at that
He's
point, he might have been 4 back, because
mm.
Scottie hadn't started.
Yeah. And then it puts pressure on.
Where do you rank the majors as far as watchability?
I like the Open because you can the first round you're there. Like I actually really enjoy. I actually watched a fair bit of the Open. It was good. I like Masters and like you get up and you watch the end of the round, end of the sort of
Yeah.
round if you want. Like what was the last one? The US Open. Like I didn't even watch really anything until that last day.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I consumed a lot of it. Obviously, when you have a bet on it, it's you're more intrigued. I didn't even have a bet US Open, but British Open had a fair few and got myself out with Scheffler the saver. But yeah, it was good fun watching. It's good.
I love the Masters the most, and I just get up early for that
Yeah,
week. But I love the Masters and then the Open. Like you can watch on Thursday night from like 7 p.m.
yeah, and the
and then if you
good
watch on
ones.
the Friday night, you get the flip. So like we might have watched like Rory on Thursday, and then I watched Scheffler on Friday. Like whoever started front
Yeah,
and back. I almost prefer watching the Thursday and the Friday to the final round because
mm,
it's right in my time zone, and I just enjoy the golf. It's
yeah,
so interesting, and I think that the Open works because you know what sort of course it is, and it's going to be a little bit different. And the Masters works because you know every hole if you're sick, like us.
yeah.
Whereas the other two change and move,
Changes.
so yeah. I just love it. I love golf at the moment, and
Yeah, if you want a big night, the Open's good as well. Like if you the Masters is real scary if you really want to go all the way through. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
Shout out to Kenny Clark if you're listening. Um, uh, um, I've lost my train of thought. Let's go ponies. Eyes on ponies.
Ponies. Yeah.
CTW Excavations. They'll go where the big boys won't. Get in touch on Instagram. Winnie Blues gets you a discount. What'd you learn on the weekend up in old Sydney town, Tommy?
I learned that I sort of with the Rosehill track. This is what I was. Obviously, it's different when you put out on the early pro and stuff, but you just got to be careful of betting early on tracks that you're sort of not sure what they're going to do. Last time they raced at this track was in the autumn time, rail true, soft 5, good 4 around that mark, and it was played off fence a lot. But then before that, it played up and in, and I was like not 100% sure what they're going to do. So I waited, and obviously I bet I've had a bet the first race because 12,000 meter, 1,200 shoots. Rosehill usually play up and in, so I'll always go that. And then the first race has got they've gone. What have they
Yeah,
gone? They've gone.
I knew there'd been a flare up to like your brain's prediction of the track just by like I can read what you're writing in the tone. I can almost hear you saying it. Oh, bloody
Yeah.
fucking run on!
They've gone 5 lengths slower in the first 1,200 meter shoot race at Rosehill, and they've won from the rear. I'm not sure, and then they've obviously because of the lanes, and I reckon they've gone too slow here to allow those back markers. Sometimes when I don't know, you probably agree here, Dicko, you want to sort of go in a good, decent, even rhythm, so then you can sprint off that because if it goes too slow,
Yeah.
it gets the back markers into the
So
game.
let's talk about that. If you're not interested in racing, tune out now. But we're going to get deep for a second. So the leader here is Eliza, right? Number 13. From the 1,000 to the 800, it does a 10.8, 10.8, 200 meter sectional. Then it does an 11.48 from the 800 to the 600. So it's slowed down significantly. Then it does a 12.08 from the 600 to the 400. And the 400 meters of a race, if you're worse in midfield, you are right into your work, asking your horse for the maximum effort. So the leader, which is dictating the race and the shape of the race to those around it and everything behind it, is slowing the tempo, often fighting the horse, whilst the horses worse in midfield are building into the race within their own rhythm, and the distance between first and second is decreasing, and the horses worse in midfield have momentum. So this is a blessing that you don't get on race day necessarily, that you get on Monday morning, Sunday night, of the clarity of the sectional data. But if I saw this live, I wouldn't stamp the track anything other than this is race shape has caused them to run on here, because it's a horrific ride on the leader, whoever that was, Jay Ford.
But initially they've either gone too fast or like live, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it didn't look far. Like they sort of bunched up. So I watched it again. I was like, geez, they've gone too slow here. And
Because
then obviously
momentum in horse racing is everything. Like,
Mm.
how often you look at a meeting on a Sunday night, the last 200's slower than the 400 to 200. So it's just like a build-up of speed and how long they can hold that sort of speed for. So when
Yeah,
they're slowing their horse and the other horse is just building into their work.
yeah, yeah. It's good. It's good. Good learning point there. And the the sweet spot for Rosehill is just off pace. Sort of midfield. Not many won. Like Harry's Bar won. And just got blessed in the front. Sort of a little bit different for the 1,300 meters. Sort of got going a bit earlier. But yeah, the sort of sweet spot was around the median average that I've sort of been doing lately was 3.9. So from the leader, all day. So and in the straight, the 400 meter mark, no horse come from lanes 1 and 2 at the 400. So you want to be 3+ in the straight from about 300 meters. That was a track, and it's a bit of a off-season meeting, so not much out of it. I haven't fully reviewed it, but they're sort of how the track played. User spin was good for us.
Yeah,
Um,
you did a very good job on Saturday.
User spin was good, and then Robusto obviously was really good for us as well. But King of Russo was good again. One of the boys, media guys at the club, owns that horse. He's pretty
Really?
happy. Yeah. So that went all right. They had a pretty good number as well. So that's a 3-year-old in an off-season. Always look towards a 4-year-old race, I'd say. With Get a Fix.
Full credit to him.
Looks all right. Like that
Big
number's pretty
fat
good.
number.
Yeah, I know. I'll have a chat to him when I go into the club.
All right. Anything else from Rosehill?
Not much, mate. I haven't fully reviewed it, but yeah, nothing really to take out of it other than the track. Just keep an eye on that.
Flemington, 9 of the best. Headquarters. Rail was in the 3-meter position. The track was a soft 5 to a good 4. Saw some really nice performances. This La Fracas is legitimately very, very good. The ride was not good. Jesus, they just lined up to service Blake post race. There was a significant northerly blowing from the outside to the inside of the track, and he took his horse from being covered from that wind to being copping it. It's still won. Its closing splits are elite. Its overall numbers really strong, and it's now taken 3 wins from 3 efforts this prep. 2 of them are on a heavy 10. It's also stopped me getting too keen on the horse. Tons that inside draw, never seen straight, off 2 heavy wins. You know, that the price we took 340 maybe top of my head. I had a huge bet at it. last time it raced and won at Sandown. So it's up in grade here. A few setbacks and question marks, and you're taking a much shorter price. Couldn't do it. I think Duchess Zoo has proper ability and will be a very interesting horse in spring and then in autumn. A nice enough horse. Shining Smile was very, very good with like a significant weight disadvantage versus the other 2-year-olds, and another like massive day for the Hayes boys. They won a group race with a 2-year-old in Adelaide. They won this race here with another 2-year-old here. They are that good at it. I think the horse out of the race that's really interesting is the Stokes horse. Which might be, it's not called Climbing
Bold
Star.
Secret.
Bold Secret. I thought it was really good. Peter loved it from the yard. Lindsay loved it. Trials. Zav locked trials. It's gone real good. The 2 staying races interest me very little, and I just like to thank God, Zeus, Allah, Bilbo Baggins, Gary Ablett Senior and Junior for Craig Williams, whoever trains, and lose some, win more. It got us out of trouble on Saturday, and I'd also like to thank myself for backing Harry Got Styles, because it just made the last 200 a lot more enjoyable and relaxing than it could have been. Imagine me battling my way through a massive day on Saturday, going through all the due diligence that I do, and then deciding not to back Harry Got Styles when I was about to back it. Compare the two mindsets.
You know, I didn't end up backing it.
Oh, how are you feeling with like a 200 to go?
Because in the SCG, like you can't get reception as good. So in the box, I was like getting in and out, and I was shitting me. I was like, oh, you watch this thing. We backed it, lose some, win more early. I backed it early, but then because you sent Harry's late, didn't you?
Very late, yeah.
Yeah.
5 minutes.
And I couldn't get in on the ones before either. Like it was shitting me, and then I couldn't watch the race. I'm like, Jesus Christ! And I had to wait. Wasn't loading, and then
you were just loading result or replay?
Nah, result. Like I was, because the result would come up. I was like, taking ages.
Only the last like 2 strides or stride did lose something.
Yeah,
to get there.
And then I seen the replay. I was like, oh my God, thank God for that.
Oh,
it was a good win though, wasn't it? Good little ride.
Yeah, God bless it. So like that's Flemington. A really solid off-season meeting as the horses sort of build into spring slowly.
How long we got? I think it's the last week of August is when the first Group 1 is.
Well,
Wing Stakes is I looked on the weekend. Wing Stakes is late August somewhere.
Yeah, we were talking about that the other day. There's a Group 3 at Flemington on the 2nd of August. There's a Bletchingley Stakes this Saturday at Caulfield, which is a 1,200 metre weight for age. Right, so they're getting there. That's sort of the time of year where you might sneak a good horse in early, like a horse you're not convinced is an A-grader, but to pinch some of those races. It's hard in Victoria because they keep changing the schedule around, but it's still going good. Very frustrating week for my mailbag bloodstock. Fuck. I unloaded into Marshall Music, and at the 300 I was thinking about like, oh God, I'm back. Just couldn't get it done. Numbers half plain, I reckon. And then we backed it up with a disgrace, like there's a dark day at Cranbourne. Like a 10-length defeat to White Bear, started 550. So he didn't begin well, but he paraded outstanding, like Adonis type, like Ben Cousins sort of stuff.
Really?
I just like you sent your brother off to like.
Yeah, you haven't seen him for a while.
Go, holy fuck! Look at this guy. Highlight of the day though was just meeting some of the clan. That's right, I forgot about this. Wow, some real operators. I don't know if we want to name them, but some of T. Papley's crew and White Bear, very very likeable bunch. I would say dangerous. Love the high fiving, a lot of high fiving, just sitting around the table. Operators at the highest level, and excited to race that and whatever else with them. They were good.
That's good. I got
a big day, Tom.
Yeah, I think they had wasn't too late, they said, but they had a fair crack and it was good. Hopefully we can get down to a race in the off season and have a go with them. But I've got Iniesta trialling this week as well, second trial, which is exciting.
Oh, so they went in the second trial.
Yeah, went the second trial, just wasn't quite there. So I shouldn't. It's this week. I reckon it could even be tomorrow or today. I don't know. I haven't got anything from today, so it might be tomorrow. But look forward to that in a couple of weeks running in probably an early 3-year-old race, I'd assume.
Where's Getafix going next?
Get a fix his paddock, and then his rating's gone to 88.
Oh, there's a lot
So
of benchmark 88s in Sydney, isn't there?
yeah, benchmark 88. He's going to come back and aim for that Silver Eagle,
Ooh.
um, which is nice. But go to that second up, and then top three gets into the Golden Eagle off that. But it's obviously a very, very good 4-year-old season this year with Lady Shenandoah, Autumn Glow, to name a couple.
Yeah, they love a benchmark 88 in Sydney. They got some.
Yeah, there's heaps.
Yeah, it's weird. They don't have them down here.
Yeah.
Benchmark 84s here.
Mm.
Um,
But that's about it from me.
what have I got this week? Maybe have Shiny Deal kick off Wednesday, and that's all. Windstorm Saturday is running at Caulfield. I think. I assume it's in a 1484. I've got to check that. Anyway, that's been the Early Crow, episode 78. I hope you really enjoyed it. If you got questions that we half answered something, or you want to know more about something Tom said, comment on a post, and maybe Praddy will get Tom to answer you. Maybe he won't. I don't know. But we'll try. Remember, gamble responsibly. 1-800-858-858, or visit the website. Have a glorious week. Behave yourselves. And we'll see you next week. Or we'll see you on Saturday with Eyes on Ponies, where we are going to get... I'm telling you, listen up. If you're betting to the units, 1.5 of them on Saturday. And if we don't hit heavy on Saturday, 2 times on the next Saturday, it is coming. I can feel it. And I hope you have a great week.
Bye for now.
Bye for now.